Hey guys, I told you guys a few weeks ago that there was a book I got when I was in California, when I was at Neverland, last year. I had my headphones in and I was just listening to Man in the Mirror and You Are Not Alone, and I couldn't stop crying. That was when I got to write my message on the stone wall with all the hundreds of other fans that had left messages and gifts and everything. But this woman had come up to me, and she saw how broken I was, and she took my hand and she said, "Come here." And I followed her right to her car, parked right there on the sidewalk of Michael's property, and she opened her trunk. She had some boxes and there were books and stuff in there, and she goes, "I only have a handful of these ever made and I don't sell them, but I want you to have this because I hope this helps you heal." She goes, "This is the kind of wound that can never be healed, and the pain will never go away, and we all know that as moonwalkers." But she wanted me to have this book because she said it may help me at least smile some of the times when I want to cry. It'll at least help me realize and see he's happy and that he's okay. I know we're sad no matter what, and we know that Michael wouldn't want us to be sad, but it's kind of impossible. So, her name was Brenda Jenkyns. She wrote the book, and it was illustrated by a woman named Garren. It's called Forever Loved. And she just gave it to me. And she said, "I want you to have this because I think you need it. I think your heart needs it, and I think your soul needs it." And on the inside, she wrote, "For Stephanie, love is the answer," and then signed her name. So this is the back of the cover. It's beautiful. The illustrations are just spectacular. But here we go. Michael couldn't sleep. It happened every time he worked on an important project. The energy that coursed through his body when he was singing, dancing, and planning a show could not easily be turned off when the day was over. It took hours for him to unwind. For the past few months, this new project had only been a concept in his mind, but tonight at rehearsal, he had finally seen the whole thing come together. It felt good. All the concerts, which were to start in about 3 weeks, were completely sold out. It amazed and humbled him that so many thousands of people wanted to see him perform after all these years. His fans had always been his inspiration, as much as he had been theirs. The show he had created for them was beyond anything that had ever been done before. That is what they would be expecting from him, and what he expected of himself. It had been 12 years since his last concert tour. At that time, outdoor stadiums in 58 different cities around the world had been filled with 50,000 people or more, all singing, swaying, and enjoying his one-of-a-kind musical production. His oldest son had been a newborn at the time. One reason he had chosen to do these concerts now was because his 3 children were old enough to appreciate what he did, and he was still young enough to dance and sing the way he always had, from the time he was their age and younger. He also saw this as another opportunity to use his music to inspire people to love one another and take care of the planet and the children. He intended to use these shows to make another one of his dreams come true. Michael Jackson Children's Hospital would be a place where children would be nurtured and loved back to health, as well as being treated with all the benefits of modern medicine. It would have theaters and games and music where children could still play and have fun even though they were sick. Michael had always believed that joy was an important ingredient in healing, and hospitals were not usually very joyful places. He had hosted thousands of sick and underprivileged children at his Neverland Valley Ranch over the years, treating them to a day of carefree fun, which they may not otherwise have had the opportunity to enjoy. Michael finally dozed off, just as the sun was coming up. He opened his eyes to find himself in a beautiful garden. Trees, shrubs, and beautiful flowers, some he had never seen before, surrounded him. There were animals, birds, and butterflies. Even the breeze seemed to be vibrant and alive. It was the most beautiful place he had ever seen. Noticing a path winding through the garden, he started walking slowly, taking in the beauty of the peaceful scene. Looking ahead up the path, he saw someone walking toward him, and he felt a wave of warmth and light flow over him from head to toe. This person was wearing a long, flowing robe and a big smile. The wave of love seemed to be coming from him. "Michael, my brother," the man said when he was close. He took Michael's hands in his own and squeezed them. His hands were warm and soft, and Michael instantly felt safe. Then the man put his arms around him and hugged him close. Michael felt tears running down his cheeks. He never wanted to leave this warm embrace. Finally, the man held him by the shoulders and looked deeply into his eyes. "Do you know who I am?" he asked gently. "Jesus?" Michael knew it was him. "Why are you here?" he managed to ask. How many times in his life had he felt Jesus come to his side? Sometimes with a lyric, a melody, a new idea, a feeling of love to comfort him. But this was the first time he had appeared in this way. "I'm here to ask you to come home with me," Jesus said. Home? Michael wondered what that meant. "You have always given your best in everything you have done, Michael. No one could have asked for more. You chose to follow what you knew in your heart was yours to do, and use your gifts to make a difference. This is a beautiful example for others to live by. Your life's work will live on forever in your music, your dance, and your actions. Nothing ever stopped you from doing what you knew you were here to do. You never gave up. You never held back. And now it's time for you to rest." Rest? Michael couldn't seem to say more than one word at a time. His life had always been so busy. Rest was not a word he associated with himself. "50 years, not old, but he had packed so much into those years. He sometimes felt more like 80. Growing old had never been something he looked forward to. Many people said he had never really grown up at all. He hoped not. He saw the innocence and wonder of childhood as something to be admired and emulated. Most adults had lost the joy and enthusiasm for life that he had always found in children and nurtured within himself to keep his ideas new, fresh, and unlimited. Suddenly he realized what Jesus was saying. Come home with him to heaven and rest. Oh, how wonderful that sounded. To always feel the complete love and joy he felt now. "But my concerts, I have a commitment," he said softly. "Yes," Jesus answered. "Your obligations will be met, and your concert will reach more people than you could ever physically perform for. People who will have a chance to see you in a way that has not been possible before. They will see the man, the time and effort, the genius and the commitment and dedication you put into your work. This will help them to understand your message and your purpose. Even people who would never have gone to the concerts. Your life's work will capture their attention in a way that has never happened before. Wondering how that could be possible, Michael had another concern. My children, they need me. Yes, they do need you, and you need them. You will never be separated from them. They will feel your presence, and you can share every minute of their lives, guiding them and loving them. They really are very wise and capable, beyond their years. You've given them the childhood you wish every child could enjoy. They will remember everything you taught them, and how much you love them. You will be so proud of them. Michael was silent. His children were his life. Being a father was the most beautiful and fulfilling experience he had ever had. He knew it was not easy for them to have such a famous father. Maybe in some ways it would be easier for them without me. The thought floated across his mind. Somehow, he did feel that he could never be separated from his children. They were his, and he was theirs, forever. But there's so much more to be done, Michael started to say, but Jesus smiled. I have a surprise for you, Michael. I know your fondest wish is to help all children to enjoy their childhood and allow the wisdom of childhood to heal the conflict in the world. What if I told you that by coming home with me now, you will make an impact on the world that you could never imagine? People everywhere will feel the love that flows from you, entering their hearts to awaken them to their part to play in the healing of the world. Long forgotten imaginings will be remembered, and people will decide to go for their dreams and truly become who they are meant to be, inspired by your example. You'll be able to know each of them individually, like you've longed for and never been able to do in this life. You can inspire them, enjoy their company in dreams, whisper ideas into their ears, and delight in their accomplishments, sparked by your message of love. You're right. There's much more to be done, and you will continue to play your part. They need you now more than ever. Michael's eyes were wide in amazement. Could it really be possible? It sounded perfect. A wave of love washed over him again. Do you think people will really understand what I've been trying to tell them? He asked. Yes, Michael. You're going to be so proud. Everything you've worked for will be carried on by those who love you. And the world will come to know what your real message was. Jesus answered with such patience and understanding that Michael started to cry again. Jesus put his arm around Michael's shoulder, and together they turned and walked down the path into the light. At the end of the book it says, if Michael has made a difference in your life, tell us about it at www.michaeljacksoneverafter.com. We'd love to hear your story. The first time I read this book, I had to stop in between with tissues to wipe my hands because I didn't want to get my tears on the book and ruin it. I wanted to record this for you guys because I know that we're from all over the world, and sometimes it might be hard for people. I know there's so many languages in this world, and I know it might be hard to read it if I just posted the pictures of the book, so that's why I wanted to read it to you, so everyone can enjoy it. But I wanted to do this now, especially for today. I'm sorry. I wanted to do this today, so that way now the book is recorded,
and I can share it with everyone, because I want to either have it laminated or framed, so nothing will happen to it. But I hope this book at least helps you guys a little, as it helped me. Yes, it makes me cry, but it helps me think about him leaving as something positive, not negative. It helps me think, you know, when I was pregnant with Maggie, she was almost a miscarriage, and I just prayed, and I believe in God and Jesus, but I prayed to Michael, and I had already had 2 previous miscarriages before having Maggie, and I just begged him. I said, please just watch over me, watch over this baby, tell he or she that it's going to be okay, and that everything is going to be okay, and to please don't leave. Because I didn't know what I was going to do if I lost another child. And it just feels like ever since then, it just felt like he was always everywhere I went. And after I prayed to him, she grew and she grew. We didn't lose her. Yes, she came early, but I know Michael held her hand and loved her and was by her side the whole time that I was in the hospital, and the entire time that Maggie was in the NICU. And I know that she's as healthy and happy and complete because of Michael watching over her. And it's almost like maybe it's true that if Michael were still here, he couldn't reach everyone personally, individually, the way he always dreamed. But now where he is, he can be everywhere at the same time. He could be over my shoulder right now with me, and it can be with you, wherever you are in the world. I just wanted to share this book with you guys, and I really hope it helps you as it did me to see that Michael's okay. There's no more pain. There's no more hate. There's nothing but pure white light and love. And he's with all of us. If you ever are feeling so sad when he's gone, or even if you're happy, if you're watching a video of him having water balloon fights at Neverland or something, you get the chills, or the hair on the back of your neck stands up, it's 'cause he's there. I'm not crazy. I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that. I've seen him. I swear. There are times where it felt like it would be impossible to get through the day because he's gone. I think I mentioned this a while ago on our Facebook page, on Invincible Moonwalkers United, that I was at Emily's gymnastics practice. I saw something in the corner of my eye where the door was to the gym, and I looked up really fast, and I swear to God, I'm not crazy, I'm not, I'm not a conspiracy theorist if he's alive. I'm saying I saw him because he appeared to me, because I was feeling so low and sad. I saw him. His hair was pulled back into a ponytail. He had his black fedora on, black button-up shirt, his black pants. And those magical shoes. He had his sunglasses on. It was so fast though. I looked and I saw it because it's imprinted in my mind, but I saw him. And then he was gone. And that was enough for me. Because I felt surrounded by him. It made me smile. And it brightened up the rest of my day. So I know I'm getting off track, I'm sorry, but I hope you all enjoyed the book. I hope it can help you guys as much as it helped me to not think about all the horrible things in the media and all the trash and, you know, the drama and, you know, any court cases or funeral or anything. We don't need to think about that. We don't. We just need to know and believe and see that Jesus came for him because Jesus knew it was time for him to come home. Michael was put here to do what he did, to leave behind that message. That it's all for love. L-O-V-E. And we will carry on that message. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the book, and thank you so much for being here when I feel so alone. All of you, all Moonwalkers, we're fans, but we're a family. Michael knew he had family all over the world because of us. So hopefully you guys will be able to read the book, hear the book with the pictures that I'm going to provide, and maybe smile today when all we want to do is cry. But just like Michael always said and loved to say, that we have to smile even though our heart is aching. Even though it feels like it's breaking into a million pieces. It's not. We're here for him. And he's always going to be here for us. I love you guys. It's all for love.